продовжує свою роботу, і тема наступного
Dear colleagues, our next briefing is about the start of public campaign for the local elections of 2015. I'm for the Bicycle. Please welcome Halina Tyshchenko, Vlad Samoylenko, Anastasiya Makarenko, Oleksandr Tsarevskiy, and Maksym Denderuk. Please welcome them. Good morning. We are glad to announce today before all of you about the start of a national civil campaign for the upcoming 2015 elections. I am for the bike. We are cycling activists from all over Ukraine. We are the citizens of this country and we are the voters, and we want to see our cities as places of comfort and cycling friendly, and we would really like cycling transport to be developed all over the country. What's the campaign is about? There are 14 organizations from all over Ukraine that have decided to compile a kind of a cycling declaration called I Am for the Bike. And we will try to promote this strategy for local city mayors to have them sign it, to commit to it. And we'd like you to see a short video that we've prepared to explain our campaign. National Civic Campaign for local elections of 2015. I'm for the bike. This is our short promo for our national civic campaign, I'm for the bike, and I'd like to repeat it that the campaign has been initiated by 14 civic society organizations, and we are open for collaboration. We are ready to take more cities into our campaign. Now a couple of words about the history behind the campaign. Last summer we saw the first cycling camp in the Carpathian Mountains with these 14 organizations attending, and it was there where the whole idea of this campaign was conceived. While there we made drafts cycling declaration and discussed those steps that we would suggest to our candidates and would be supporters. And this is a very important day for us because it is the day when the campaign has started. And now I'd like to give the floor to my colleagues to have more detail about how the next 2 months will see the development of the campaign. Good morning. I'm Vlad Samoylenko. I'm coordinating the campaign in the city of Kyiv. According to the law on local elections recently approved by the parliament, The upcoming local elections will see proportional system of election of local MPs in multi-mandate constituencies, and according to that, each party will have its candidates seated in specific constituencies to delegate them as potential MPs to local councils. And for us as the campaign coordinators, this means that we will have more interest in signing a cycling declaration with individual candidates to council MPs and those who will be running for mayor's offices. And surely it will be a matter of principle to sign this declaration with number 1 in each party election list to show their support of our declaration at the party level. According to legislative changes and the scope of work expected, we do understand that it will not be so easy, because as regards the city of Kyiv, for example, with 120 MPs in at the local council, represented around 10 parties, it will mean that we will see about 1,200 candidates running for the seats at the local council. And around September the 20th, the Central Election Commission will announce the list of parties allowed to participate in the elections. And from 20th of September through 1st of October, the candidates will be registering the election documents, and in parallel to that, we will make our own registers and databases to address political parties and individual candidates at these local elections, to acquaint them with our declaration, and we will do our best to see that before their final registration time they will be nicely informed about our campaign. The final information from the Central Election Commission on candidates will be finally approved by 3rd of October, and since that moment we will be able to sign fully fledged declaration with our candidates, knowing who will run where. As regards the work with the parties and their candidates, we envisage both individual one-on-one meetings, also phone calls and canvassing, and we don't see it as a problem because it is really easy to find official contact information for practically each party or its official, and we will search on the internet for that information. We'll profile potential intention or lack of that to sign the declaration, and we will promptly notify about how our campaign progresses, as well as we will also provide feedbacks about whether commitments have been complied with, because we will require that the candidate who signed the declaration publishes the declaration and his plan of action in respect of it. In the lack of any actions on their side, we will recontact them and we will notify the public throughout our information resources. And this will be summarized in the form of a wrap-up list of where we have succeeded, where it was not that successful, and how it will all proceed all over Ukraine. We will publish the names of those who signed the declaration, and we will provide also key information about the aims of the campaign as well. Besides our work with the election process participants, we will also notify the public and local communities about who is supporting the campaign, who prefers to oppose or abstain from it. And this will make another pitch for parties to be advertised as those in support of cycling movements in our cities or being their opponents. I'm Halina Tyshchenko. I'm the coordinator of the national campaign I'm for the bike. And to add to the above said, we'd like to address the public and communities to explain that our campaign is first of all aimed at widest possible civic involvement in the campaign. We really welcome citizens with a keen interest in cycling, in safe urban development, in healthy urban environment to join the campaign, because it will make cities more comfortable and more suitable for living. And we see that the cycling movement is growing in popularity all over the country. And please, those with interest who are actively pursuing cycling, join our ranks. And I think the activists and proponents of cycling movement will need to be keen on several points. It is just enough to find a person who will coordinate the information awareness campaign at the local level with candidates at local elections, who will try to involve other activists at the local level. And this will eventually end up in a database that we'd like to see transferred to our local national coordinator. It is necessary to provide media awareness and to enroll media in the campaign promotion. And we strongly invite our local activists to engage in this. And it will be necessary to register with the national coordinator and to provide necessary contact information to him. As it will also be necessary to provide information about local candidates to local councils, candidates to local mayors with their relevant information. And the remaining step will be to present them with a declaration for signature. This will establish a peer network all over the country. Everyone willing to share their idea to make some change in the urban development, please join us, raise your voice. We already have 14 cities signatories of the declaration, like Kyiv, Kharkiv, Poltava, Lviv, Vinnytsya, Vyshhorod, Bila Tserkva, and many others. And I think there will be many more cities and local activists willing to become our friends and colleagues. I'm Oleksandr Tsarevskiy. I represent the city of Vinnytsya and Mobile Vinnytsya NGO. Our city is nearly ready for declaration implementation. We have nearly all of the key points of declaration in place. We have cycling lanes, we have infrastructural developments undergoing in the city. Why do we need it then? Because with upcoming elections, there will be new political forces coming to the municipal government, and we would hate the whole idea being used as something that will be a point of trade between political forces. We would love to see more, say, kindergartens or have them renovated, but we would hate seeing money doled for cycling development declaration. The declaration envisages 5% of municipal funds being earmarked for cycling lanes and cycling infrastructure development. So we would not like this money being used elsewhere for whatever other purposes. And we do think that, at least at the example of our city, these 5% of the municipal budget will be enough to build more or less relevant infrastructure for cyclists within almost a year. My name is Maksym Denderuk. I'm also from Vinnytsya, and I decided to join the campaign because I've seen how underdeveloped our cycling infrastructure is in the suburbs, in regions and raions. There are many people willing to use bicycles and using them actually every day, but when we go outside city we won't see anything special about cycling. And I liked it in this program, that in this campaign, that it is a national one, and this is it is united by an idea to have a nationwide cycling movement development, not just in bigger cities in the capital, but also in remote areas, in rural regions, where people nevertheless use bicycles day after day, but they do it at their own risk without any conditions or any support. Take the example of the city of Vinnytsya. There are cyclists there, they have some events organized there, but it is done on the grassroots level with no support whatsoever from municipal authorities. And I think that with a national scale of campaign, still more, if we have some commitments voiced and confirmed by MPs, even local MPs, it will make a nice point for us to come to municipal government to ask for compliance with the commitments they made. And we really count on their support. We don't ask much. We want almost a token assistance and help, because many things are still being done with our own forces, for our own money. And the remaining little things is about making relevant probably road signs or marking these bicycle lanes. There were some initial problems with that even in Vinnytsya. And this is why I think the idea of joining our efforts all over the country will surely boost the development of cycling movement. From my own experience, I can tell you this is the best of the allowed drugs you can have, because it gives you such tremendous emotional, physical boost you cannot even imagine. And in no time you will be using bike more and more every day. But again, there are handicaps to it, like the lack of bicycle lanes, lack of proper respect to cyclists from the side of drivers, vehicle drivers, and we need to work on that. Sorry, I did not present myself from the outset. My name is Anastasiya Makarenko. I'm coordinating the campaign in Kyiv, and I'm also representing the Kyiv Cyclists Association. And we have just presented our brainchild, our campaign, and we nearly forgot to mention a very important point. Why the bicycle? Why we would really like the Ukrainian government at the local level as well to commit to the idea and to embrace it. We are cycling almost every day, and we will be doing it tomorrow and the day after tomorrow without waiting for proper infrastructure to be in place, because we like it. We believe in bicycles and in the cycling exercise. And again, if we want to see our cities as European ones with proper comfort and safety standards, if you want to see more bicycles in our streets and more people enjoying the cycling, we need to do something about it, because it will ultimately make our cities more environmentally friendly. It will provide for better urban environment, for better spaces, and it is even economically beneficial, because it will make cities more attractive, more friendly to tourists, and more open for investments. So we all strongly believe in the cycling, in bicycles, and in the success of our national campaign, as we also believe that our cities will be more comfortable and more environmentally friendly. Thank you. Just two clarifications. What's the overall number of activists involved in the campaign, if you have such number? Is it a volunteer movement, or do you have some sources of funding? And do you have a kind of selection procedure for new candidates? And the second question is, do you have a Facebook, a web page, or some other internet presence, or some contact information to get in touch with you? Yes, thank you. Yes, we have a website, and the video we've shown you will be placed there. The website contains all the contact information about our coordinators, the cities that the website name 2015-09-15. As regards the number of people involved, this is surely done on the volunteer basis, and predominantly we see only volunteers united by the idea of making things change and willing to contribute their time, efforts and money for this benign thing. Our early successes, we have support from 14 cities. We have several cities with more than one civic society organization supporting the movement, and at least 3 persons that are in each organization. I mean those who are full-time members and activists there. And this might give you an idea, a rough idea of how many people there are there. Roughly, we would estimate it is about 50 people actively involved in the topic and the campaigning on a daily basis, and we maintain the contact on that. If you are present on Facebook, do you have any group there? Yes, we have. We are present on the Facebook. At the moment, the group is restricted, but as we have announced the campaign today, we will make a public website, and we will have a special dedicated page on the Facebook, which we will mention on our website as soon as we have it open. Yes, this is today that we have the official start of the campaign, and this website 2015.velotransport.info will also have information about our Facebook presence and all related information about the campaign. The benefits of our website: it's very easy to navigate. It provides a detailed algorithm. It contains the text of the cycling declaration and describes the procedure of having it signed by candidates at local elections. And last but not the least, we are very much open to cooperation with other NGOs. We are really open, and we are willing to expand, and we want to send the message not just to candidates but also to other civic activists all over Ukraine. Please join, please help us, please contribute in the most active way to launch this campaign in your very own city. Thank you, Nastya. Thank you, friends. Are there any questions or requests from the media? They've already presented their names. You can just see a rerun of this briefing. I think I'm going to buy a bike after that. Thank you. We are going.